What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mean. Welcome to the channel where anime and manga means more. And this time we're gonna do an actual series review of Samurai Champloo. Um, you guys aren't gonna believe this, man. This is not the first time I'm doing this. It's like the third time. What happened was I went to the camera shut off on me the first time, so I just did another take and whatnot. And then I was going to edit the video. I put the video on the timeline, and I'm looking at this ain't the right video. So I go to the memory card where I got the videos saved and everything, and I see all these videos. Now, when I edit it, it leaves like a little file next to the video file. So I was like, okay, the videos next to these files are the ones that are the videos that I already edited before. So I highlight them and go ahead and delete them. And then it's only one video left. And I'm like, what happened? It was only one video left. And now I know what happened. I accidentally highlighted every video. The two at the bottom was the ones I didn't want to delete. I accidentally highlighted everyone. Now it was one video left. And it says skip, or, cancel, don't do it, or whatever. So I click cancel, not to delete it. I said I don't want to delete something I'm not supposed to. What happened was that was the video I was currently editing, which wasn't the video, because I actually put the wrong video on the timeline. That was the wrong video. So the only video left was One Piece review. So I deleted the ones that I was supposed to currently work on. But anyway, I digress. Let's go ahead and get into this review. So anyway, we start off with this girl named Fu. She's a waitress working at this restaurant with them. And she gets some help from Mugen. He saves her or whatever in exchange for something. And Jin, he's out there helping, which is another of the main characters. He's out there helping somebody who needs help from this king or whatever the dude is. This magistrate or whatever the guy is, he's out there helping somebody. Anyway, he winds up in the restaurant. Now, Mugen is helping this girl out because the people are, they tossing her around, all kinds of stuff. They was getting ready, hurt this girl for real. And he says, well, as long as you give me some dumplings, I'll help you out. So she said, okay, I'll do it. And he goes crazy. He starts cutting people's arms off. Stabbing people without. The dude was just crazy. So anyway, Jin walks in and Mugen mistakes him for somebody else. Well, not somebody, for something else. And they get into a scuffle. And they burn down the restaurant by accident. Now, in the midst of them doing this, they pass out, I guess, from the smoke inhalation, whatever. And the dude, the king, whatever, who Jin got into it in the first place, he realizes, oh, that's the guy that defeated some of my guards when we was taking care of this, this guy in the village. So he wants his head. And then when he sees Mugen, he said, that guy you cut off, his hand that you cut off, that's my son. I want your head too. So he was going to kill both of them. If I'm not mistaken, that was his son. So he's going to kill both Mugen and Jin. And Fu comes in to rescue him. I don't want to give you all the details, whatever. Fu comes in, rescues them, and then she said, well, make me this promise. Since I'm rescuing y'all, help me find somebody, and I'll help me find this guy in exchange for that. And then they said, okay. They both agreed on it. They're going to find the samurai who smells like sunflowers. Okay, so that's basically the story in a nutshell. They're on the search looking for somebody. Now, they get into a whole bunch of eyeball adventures and stuff like that. Just random stuff happens. People get kidnapped. People become prostitutes. They have to gamble in order to survive. All kinds of. It's like it's a comedy. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the main story, which is just a comedy, and it's also like a bunch of little fables and whatnot. So from episode 1 to 15. This may be only 5 episodes that actually go along the overarching storyline. Literally. And the other 10 episodes is just like little fables about certain, there's 2 gangs that was going to war against each other, people getting kidnapped, a lot of, small things in between. Some guy who's looking, he's acting like he's a big shot or a big wig, and he's going take these guys' heads and whatnot. It turns out he was just he was a fake or a fraud or whatever. All different kinds of things happen. And that's like 10 out of 15 episodes, but it's funny, it's like comedy. But also in a few of these episodes, we get some character development. Jin, he seems like the straight and narrow guy. He's down for that 187, but only when he's protecting somebody or protecting himself or something like that. He didn't draw a sword out on people unless he had a purpose for doing it. You know what I'm saying? But then we found out he done killed this teacher at the dojo. Now you can tell from his fighting style, he's just very meticulous, very fundamentally sound. That he was trained in the dojo. And he had a hard time fighting against somebody in the woods. He was bumping into things, whatever. So you could tell he was trained traditionally in the dojo and whatnot. And he seems like a lot of times in different series, the guy that Jin, the character that he's playing, quiet, meticulous. He seems like a lot of times that's a bad guy. But in this one, he seems like he's the righteous citizen. So anyway, it turns out Mugen, who's the loose cannon, a lot of times we see he's the good guy in other series, like he's just a loose cannon, but he's a good guy. Mugen, it seems like the bad guy in this series. I mean, the dude don't care. He's slicing up people left and right, all kinds of stuff. But then later on throughout the series, now I know I'm talking random, but that's because that's the way the story is. I mean, you just see random stuff just happens. Mugen, we find out that he's sort of like a recovering. I don't want to say recovering. That doesn't even make sense. Like he's trying to do the right thing because, like, when they read the diary, Fu says, "I thought this dude was just a bad criminal and whatnot and blah blah blah. He was just a bad person." She said, "Turns out later on," she said, "but later on I found out I was right." So that's what he seemed like. He was mad about that. So that's kind of like set up to say that he used to be like a real bad person and he's actually trying to make some changes in his life right now, but he's still a loose cannon. That's what it seems like to me, that Mugen is somebody who was like corrupt from the beginning because he was raised around a bunch of criminals, and then later on he made the decision, which I think it happened because two of the people that he grew up with turned on him twice, actually literally tried to kill him twice. And the first time I think it happened, it kind of made him change for the best. You know what I'm saying? He was like, okay, let me try to do the right thing. And then the second time, I think he's going to solidify the fact that he needs to, become a good guy or something. But so we get development for him. Jin also, he done fell in love with somebody in the series. So he seemed like the guy, like the family guy, all kinds of stuff. But yet we find out he killed his teacher. So I really need to see why he killed his teacher. I'm sure it's some kind of good reason, for what he did. We also got Mugen facing off against the ultimate swordsman. The dude is he's at least as good as Mugen is. He's probably a little bit better. But Mugen trains, he catches him off guard. What it did was that developed him by letting us know this dude, he just loves fighting. That he loves doing that. And that's like a lot of people like, what? Why would he want to kill somebody? It ain't about the killing. It's like a boxer, an athlete. You like it, or if let's say an athlete, you play football. You want to play against somebody good. You don't want to play against somebody, that's so boring that you can't do nothing with them. You want somebody that can beat you. That's the thrill. That's the thrill he gets from facing off against people, with these swords and whatnot. So that's pretty much in a nutshell from 1 to 15. The reason it's so fast, like I told you, is very the story is very good. Well, I don't know about the story. The overarching story isn't all that great. It's just like 3 people going, on a search or whatever. But each individual episode, the stories are very good. It's like a whole bunch of fables. The characters are very good. And what else? The comedy is very funny. That's another thing that this has going for. It's very good. It's very fun. And each episode has its own little story and own little morals. So it's not overly depressing and all that kind of stuff. But a couple of the gripes that somebody might have against the series is like super fragmented. I mean, you could take I think it's only like 5 episodes, like out of the first 15 that you need to watch. The other 10, you don't need to watch them. You can play them in any order almost any order you can play them in, and the story won't even change. Meaning, just like the continuity in the story is not there. But that's part of the comedy in it, so it's not a big gripe. But for people that want a lot of continuity, they're not going to get it from this. It's very random, very like filler-ish. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of the stuff doesn't need to happen, especially like the story what they did when they were talking about the girl's diary, Food's diary. That episode didn't need to happen. A lot of stuff didn't need to happen. It was fun. Every episode is fun, or it has some kind of moral to it, but a lot of it is like senseless, random stuff like that. So if you get into the series, don't get into it thinking, oh, I'm just gonna is gonna be like some continuity. You just watch every episode and get something from every episode. You're not gonna get something from every single episode. You know, well, not for the main characters. You get something for the minor characters in every episode, but not for the main characters. But the comedy is funny. It's got good story for each episode, like for each like sub, like 'cause each episode is like a story in itself. Each of those little stories good. I mean, it's heartfelt, it's touching. In some stories, like the one with the dude who's deformed, or the dude the little kid that wanted to save the Yakuza or whatever. The one when Jin fell in love, whatever. Oh man, that's one of my favorite episodes. And he helped her escape. So yeah, each episode is good, but they're not like you don't have to watch it. So that's pretty much it for. Oh yeah, what about when Mugen got his the people that he grew up with or that he knew for a very long time turned on him twice and tried to kill him twice. I think the first time is what turned him around from being a criminal to being a anti-villain or something. So, anti-hero. I think that's what did it. The first time he was like, man, I gotta change, do something. Because he's not evil. You know, so I think that's what it is. That's what did it. But those 2 episodes with more Mugen's backstory or whatever, oh man. I hope they show more, because they did not show hardly anything. They just showed his skirmish with his little adventure, backstory with those 2 people with Mukuro and the other girl, Kuza, whatever. Koza, I think. So they only showed that, but that pretty much gave enough of a understanding of what he went through or whatever. But anyway, that's it from 1 to 15. It's only like 5 episodes that you really need to watch to get the overarching story. And I know the video that I did was kind of random, but that's how the story is, and it's funny though. It is. It's really funny. So anyway, go ahead and comment. Let me know what you think. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'll be back with the next part of the review once I get done watching the rest of the series, which is only like 10 episodes. All right, peace.